Boom. Sweet. Cool. All right, guys. So, hey, Aaron Hensley, the Rise Hour. Most of you guys know me. There might be a few people here over the next 8 months as we do this that I'll be learning and meeting some new people, apparently learning how to spell some people's names appropriately way. So, just so I stay on task, I prepared my notes so I stay on task because first thing is tonight is we're going to talk about the topic of confidence. One of the things that I get to work with business owners all the time is we talk about leadership. Leadership's this title and this word that we use a lot. And leadership, I even said it earlier on the call, leadership is either a title that you wear in a role temporarily and sometimes given to you, sometimes earned, obviously. It's either that or you're a leader all the time by calling. And the goal is I would love to be able to help, and I have for 20 plus years, and some of you guys who are martial arts teachers as well. I would love to help develop better and stronger leaders through our youth. Here's the hard thing is as an adult, when we learn new things, you can be humbled very quickly and it can be very challenging. And sometimes we wake up and like, man, I wish I would have known this when I was 10 or 12 or 15. If we can develop great and stronger leaders in our youth, it gives our future a way better opportunity for the world we face right now. And so instead of talking about leadership as this concept, we're actually going to put into practice skill sets that we can do at the home life. So over the next 8 months, we're going to do one of these a month. Each one will have a different topic. Confidence, though, is one of those things that I've always said. I believe it's like it is the most attractive feature a person can acquire, right? You might not be able to fix your face or fix your hair. My daughter picks on me all the time about not having hair. You can fix your confidence, okay? And you can improve it. And the only way to do this is do hard things. So tonight, as we go through this, we're going to work on the leadership trait of confidence. Now, this training that we'll do over this next 8 months, and we'll let you know kind of the background on it really fast. Uh, there is a leadership coach or teacher. He's an author. His name's John Maxwell. If anybody's ever heard of him, anybody heard of John Maxwell? Okay. He's written almost 80 books and is still writing. I've met him a few times. He has been a very influential person in my life, mostly virtual through his books, and then a couple times meeting him and listening to him speak in live time. He's also been a mentor to a lot of my mentors. And so a lot of this is based on his teaching. Another book that these teachings is when we created Rise Martial Arts, there's a book called Relentless by a person named Tim Grover. And there is tenets inside that book that we use for our mat chats in our program. So at Rise Martial Arts, we have 10 wings in our Phoenix. We have 10 tenets that we teach. We have 10 belts. We have 10 weeks of curriculum. Everything is by design. Another book is it's called I think it's called The Greatest Salesman of in the World or something to that effect. I might be missing a world. Og Mandino. It's a very old book. It's very Christian-based type teachings, designed very easy to read, but it's basically talking the fundamentals um, on how well to use certain traits in a leadership role. So our teaching is going to be kind of based from those principles put together. And so tonight, what I want to do is I really want to talk about this, guys. And I put this here in my notes is we're going to talk about three phases. All right. Most of you guys obviously know me through martial arts. And some of you guys are here. We have I think three different states here, right? We have Michigan, we have Utah, not too far away, right? And then Nevada, if I said it right. All right. And I think Tennessee might be on the call as well, too. Okay. That being said, I put on here the mat sharpens, the metals can motivate, and not but and the home is where the leader is made. So what I mean by the mat, most of you guys are martial arts students or you're in the martial arts school, is the mat can represent any activity. You could be in band, you could be in soccer, you could be in dance, whatever it is. You can sharpen your ability as a kid. If you're participating in some activity, you can sharpen your ability to learn about leadership and who you are as a person. Medals represent the trophies, right? The accolades, whatever the attaboys you get in life. It can be motivation. But home, I should say, is where true leadership is made. I was very fortunate with my mom and dad to the one secret sauce my parents had was work ethic. They we didn't come from wealth at all. We had wealth in work ethic, right? And that's really what we had. So and still to this day, they don't they don't know any other way. And so this is not a webinar for you guys just to listen to me preach and teach. It's not designed to be motivation for you guys. This is actually going to be a system that you guys can put into practice, and we will do this tonight. And I will challenge you guys to continue to do this until our next call. And I do have, like I said, worksheets that you guys will participate with. Okay. So that being said, I have a thing that we have to do. These are 3 levels right now. Okay. And so parents, you guys have to play along. All right. And so kids, don't make fun of your parents tonight when they do some weird things with you. Parents, you can make fun of your kids. That is the permission you always have. All right. That's the way it works. So parents, do me a favor right now. I want you to look at your kid. Okay. I want you to look at your kid. I want you to really look at him. Okay. Stare him right in the eyes right now. All right. Feels uncomfortable, right? You guys can look back here. Feels uncomfortable staring somebody down. We're going to do that a few times today, guys. And so here's what I want you guys to understand is, and I'm really guilty of this. Parents, we get so busy. You know, I unfortunately don't get to see my daughter or my son as often as I would love to. And fortunately, FaceTime helps a lot with that, living in 2 different states. But one of the things that I've recognized that I've missed out on as the world's gotten busy and pressure of life happens, sometimes we're in the same room with people, particularly our children, who we love and adore, would do anything for if we could, and we forget sometimes just to see them. And although I'll tell my kids I love them, sometimes we just say the words "I love you," but we're not specific, and we forget just to kind of see who they really are. And I will tell you from personal experience, and maybe every parent here is kind of very similar. Uh, in my mind, how my kids would be when they were younger, how they were growing up. Well, they don't always come out exactly the way you would like them to, right? Um, and they surprise you. And kids are smart. They pick up things really quick, and it's beautiful to watch them grow. It's also can be challenging. Not too long ago, and I believe she's on the call, my daughter, she was telling me about a boy she likes. And I'm like, in my mind, back in the day, I thought I was going to react like, let's go. That's how I thought I was going to react. And actually, I didn't. And that kind of surprised me that I did not respond that way because in my mind, again, that's how I thought I was going to react. And actually, I thought it was kind of interesting that she shared that with me. And I love that she did and trust me with that. And of course, I asked questions like any dad should. And I say that because when you are in the room with your kids, sometimes put the phone down, don't have the TV on, no distractions, just look at your kids, right? And just kind of see how beautiful they are because time will pass so fast, right? And so, why are we doing this tonight? What's the whole point of this? One, I made an obligation to someone that I wanted to help her students have an understanding what really leadership looks like. The problem is it can't happen just in a martial arts school if it doesn't continue at home. And most parents, when I talk to them, is they don't know how to actually teach this at home, and we're all busy. And so the goal is, how do we do this with intent? Because here's the thing is, we know as a parent, we'd love to have our kids not have more stuff. We'd like them to have more better opportunities, depth of relationships, right? Experiences that impact their life. That's what we'd love. We'd love them to have the ability to have leadership that takes them where they don't just become complacent in life or they don't allow someone or something stop them from becoming who they were designed to be. So my intent with this, as we do this, is I called it the Rise Hour. That is a promise I'm making to you guys. All right. What's up, Miss Debbie, Mr. Cole there? It's a promise I'm making you guys that will stick to that. And so right now I'm 11 minutes in, and I'm going to honor by being disciplined and stick to that hour. By the way, that is a challenge for me to be able to do this. Okay. I'm on Zoom every single day. Sometimes they're 30 minutes, sometimes they're 3 hours. So I said we'll take an hour of our time. I know we have East Coast on here and we have West Coast. All right. And so that being said, discipline is a model that we all can have. And discipline is not removing things from your life, guys. Discipline is the first form of love. So I want you guys to understand this as kids, when your mom and dad are having to be the discipline for you, they're making you do something. It's actually an act of love. I know it doesn't feel that way. All right. And so right now, kids, just remember this. The next time your mama tells you to do something that you don't want to do, and you're, that's them loving you. The reason why I say that is if they didn't do that, if they didn't pay attention to you, if they didn't see you, if they didn't care, they don't love you as much as someone else might. So be grateful. Now, you might not be grateful when you're 10. You'll be grateful later in life. All right. Parents, understand that like discipline also is a act that we need to have as parents to be a great example. And so there are things all of us here are not happy with ourselves. Parents, there's things maybe with your spirituality, your health, your fitness, your financial status, your relationships with other people, whatever it is. There's something you're not happy with, and it starts with making a decision and being disciplined. Again, not to punish yourself. Okay, when you push away the pizza, Aaron, it's not to punish you. It's an act of loving you, right? And so that being said, as your kids are watching you guys, and I know I have not been the father I've always wanted to be, and I know I've messed up a lot in my life. Kids, your parents are not perfect people, and that's okay. And parents, you're not supposed to be perfect. And your kids aren't perfect. Let's just be honest. Okay. Your kids are definitely not perfect. Okay. Anybody here sometimes want to strangle your kids at least once a day? All right. And so I'm making a contract with you guys that these will be, we're doing 8 sessions, 8 months, going down in December. Each one's a different topic. We'll stick to an hour. What I'm asking in return is we're engaged, right? We have about 50% attendance tonight. We'll have more the next time around. I will record these. I'll send them to you. You guys should have an email with 3 documents in there to download. But I need you guys to be engaged when we do this. I don't need you to be perfect. I need you to be loud. We're going to do some exercises. They're going to feel a little weird. You don't have to know all the answers, but and I'm asking you guys to play full out. The only way to develop confidence is to do hard things. To do hard things. By the way, if hard things are hard, not because they're really hard, it's hard because most people won't do them. They'll run away from them. They're shy. They'll stay away from them. So the first thing is we're going to start with 3 things, okay? Starts with this. Okay. Just you and your kid right now, guys. I'm going to ask you guys 3 questions. You don't have to answer out loud. You don't have to put them in the chat. I just want you, parents, you're going to look at your kids. I'm going to ask some questions, and you guys just have a little conversation right now. This is a belief. We call this a belief check, and I do this. I do a belief check. These 3 things on everything I do in business, right? Everything I do in a relationship when I teach martial arts. These are the questions I ask myself, and they're framed a little differently based on the circumstance, but it starts with this one. Okay. Question number 1, and these seem like they should be just super simple. Question number 1, parents, look at your kid again. Question 1, do you believe in your child? Now, it should be an easy yes. It's not always an easy yes because there's times your kids will disappoint you. So I'm just asking, do you believe in your child? All right. Second question, do you believe? Now, belief is a framework, and these have to be your beliefs, parents. Do you believe in what you and your family can build together? And that's not always an easy yes. Sometimes you don't have the right framework or the right synergy or right alignment. And then number 3, do you believe your home can be a place that pulls the leadership and the leader that's deep down inside your son or your daughter? Do you believe your home creates that environment? That one might not be an easy yes, because a lot of parents, honestly, no one teaches us how to teach someone to be a leader. So we're going to talk about confidence, and we're going to do some exercise together. Okay. Now, confidence to me is not something that's fake. It's not something you borrow. It's not a costume you wear. Okay. It's not the, by the way, guys, how many guys, kids in here, you can put your hands up if it's a yes. Okay. Bella too. How many guys have ever worn a superhero costume at home? Anybody ever worn a superhero costume at home? Oh, wait, there's a second part. When it wasn't Halloween. It wasn't Halloween. Who's ever done it when it wasn't Halloween? Okay. I'm guilty as charged too. Okay. Now, by the way, I'm gonna ask you a question. When you do this, now wait, I should have asked the parents. How many parents wear a superhero costume when it wasn't Halloween? Okay. All right. So, question here. When you did that, did you not act like that superhero? Did you not go around doing the Spider-Man thing? Right? How many guys, when you wore the costume, you started acting as the superhero? You were borrowing the confidence of a suit. So, question: if we know we can borrow it and act it when it's just make believe, see, confidence can be borrowed temporarily. And the way we borrow it temporarily is your mom says, "Hey, I believe in you." Moms, those are powerful words. Use them carefully because your kids will know if you're not honest about it. You borrow it when your coach says, "Hey, Isaac, you can do this." That feels good, but that's borrowing someone else's confidence in you to go leverage it. Real confidence is you at any moment can artificially put on a suit in your mind, not really physically. You don't go out in the world with the Spider-Man suit. It'd be kind of weird, maybe. All right. Maybe not in Vegas. So it's probably normal here. But just artificially in your mind, like hit a button and you walk in the room with confidence. You can look someone in the eye, you can shake their hand, and you're not leaning back. When Clarissa was visiting our school a couple weeks ago, one of the things she made a comment was, is Isaac, who's on this call right now, is watching him how he went and greeted people at the door and how he's welcoming. You know, the average kid, first of all, the average kid doesn't make it a Bible, and the average kid, second, doesn't go do that on his own. Of course, Isaac's been trained and taught how to do this, and he also has a great heart for people. These are character traits of being a great leader. However, if you don't have the confidence to go do it and you don't exercise it, if you don't have a place to practice it and put it in place, you're not going to develop it because confidence, here's the thing about it, that suit you're going to borrow, it will go away. See, if I don't teach martial arts for a period of time, I went and taught in Michigan recently, I think about 70 students in a few hours. I had gone a few weeks without teaching. I've been on the road, I've been traveling, I've been working with other businesses. I pride myself on doing a great job. That anxious thing we call nervous energy, it's just excitement unstructured sometimes. Well, listen, just because you've been doing something for a long time, it comes back if you don't keep your confidence in check. You have to continue to do hard things. Okay. So what does confidence really look like? And I'm making sure I keep my on my time today. Again, it's like wearing that Spider-Man costume. Maybe next time we'll have everybody just wear the costume on the call and see what happens. But real confidence is different, guys. Okay. Here's what it looks like to me. And these are based on real examples that I've seen recently. Okay. Real confidence is the kid in the karate class who's struggling to break the board and doesn't give up, even if he's a little sometimes emotionally hurt, a little embarrassed, maybe. He knows he doesn't want to give up. It's the child who can lose in a sparring match, still shake hands with the other person, be a little frustrated, go catch his breath over to the side, regroup, doesn't need mom to coddle him, and walks back out ready for the next match. It's the kid who's on the way to a tournament, not sure what's going to happen, feeling uncertain, can sit in that a little bit and still move forward. See, confidence is about acting loud. Sometimes it's actually very quiet. It's an earned evidence and truth that you believe in an outcome that might not even exist. It's knowing that you're going to do something hard and difficult and challenging, and you might be a little scared, and you do it anyway. And so that's how you develop true confidence, okay? All right, so that being said, sometimes in the karate class, you guys do the thing called the kia, right? Everyone knows what a kia is, right? The loud yell. And I'll have a kid do a kia for the first time, and normally it's very quiet. And occasionally there'll be this kid that just goes super loud, right? But the kid that's really super loud sometimes isn't doing it to be super loud. They're doing that to get attention. And the one that's super quiet sometimes is they don't want the attention, but they're getting attention in a different way. The kia with a confident person is focused, intentional. And so think about doing a physical technique. A physical technique, a yell, or walk in the room shaking someone's hand. You don't have to be obnoxiously loud or super quiet. You can be just intentional. And that is what confidence looks like. All right. So I hate this word, guys. Anybody know this three-letter word that I hate? Anybody know it? Try. Try. That spells the word try. Has anybody here ever tried anything before? Did you try sushi? Did you try to go kick the ball? Did you try? No, no, no. See, try is a lie. Try is actually the opposite of leadership. Try is the thing is an excuse. See, here's the thing. Let's talk about sushi. Okay. There's only two black belt foods on planet Earth. You guys know this, right? Like there's two black belt foods. There's pizza, who likes pizza, and there's sushi, who likes sushi. And you gotta like both to be a great black belt. Gotta like both. Okay. Now, so if you don't like both yet, that's another class we'll teach you on. All right. So, but if you're gonna try sushi, you put it in your mouth. You right? You're not licking the thing. You put it in your mouth. Now you might not swallow it if you don't like it. I get it. But that wasn't trying it. You actually ate it. Try is this thing that we like to use to push away responsibility. You do or don't do. And again, I'm not sure if that was Bruce Lee or Yoda, but one of them said it. It was either the little green man or the other little, he's a little man too. Either one, both little men. Okay. I guess Yoda's a man. And it's like you either do or don't. There's no try. And so I say that confidence is this thing. It's not saying I can try, it's saying I will do, I will learn, I can stand back up, right? On our uniforms, it says fall down, get up, rise again. Okay, so that's the goal. Confidence is evidence. And so I'm going to talk really fast. So if you guys don't know, I earned my black belt when I was 12 years old from the late and the great Grandmaster Chuck Norris. And one of the things about taking my black belt test is it gave me something I never really had before. See, I was a competitor since I was 7 years old. My first competition, I was 7 years old. I flew from Augusta, Georgia to Seattle, Washington. That was my first flight. My mom and dad could not afford to go. So I'm 7 years old and I flew by myself. Now, this is the 80s. By the way, this is in the 1900s, guys. Okay. I'm a little older than most of you guys here. So that's a long time ago if you didn't know. Okay. 1900s. And so when you're flying for the first time and you have to go from Georgia, by the way, if you guys geographically don't know, that's way over here, to go to the state of Washington, that's way over here. It's a long ways. And my uncle picked me up. I never had met my uncle before. Now, parents, just think about this for a minute. Would you trust your kid right now to fly across the country to meet a relative they never met before right now? It's a little different world, I know. But imagine a 7 year old little version of Luca or Isaac, okay, flying from where we are now, somewhere on the East Coast, for example, to meet a relative they never met. Wait, wait, wait. And to go to a karate tournament. That uncle's never even seen karate before. And I had to compete. My uncle didn't know how to help me, didn't know how to dress me, didn't know how to tie my belt. I'm 7. My first time flying, guys. Okay. The world was a little bit different. Now, I had the confidence to do that, but I will tell you this. At 12, something happened. See, at 11 years old, I'm in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I'm at my aunt and uncle's house. My aunt Barbara, my uncle John, spending the summer there. They were both in the military and Navy. And my dad calls me. Now, kids, just so you know, the way people called people back in the day was not on a cell phone. There was this thing on the wall. And so my aunt was like, hey, your dad's on the phone. So I had to walk over to the spot. Okay. I'm 11 years old, guys. Grab this thing. It's got a big old cord. It's called a telephone. Okay. And I'm talking to my dad. My dad's like, hey, I got to tell you something. He's like, I just bought a karate school. Now we've been doing martial arts since I was a little kid, but my dad laid carpet. Okay. My dad ran trucks and did basically from the sun up to sundown. He would go into construction zones with a team and lay carpet and do tile work, come home, go to the karate school, teach martial arts. But he didn't have his own place. We were teaching out of a YMCA or a dance studio. So at 11 years old, he calls me. He's like, I bought a karate school. Cool. This is going to be a whole new experience. And he told me, I knew this was his dream, but he told me that he had gotten permission to host at this new location, this new school he's going to to own now, our family's going to own. The black belt testing I was going to be taking. See, my black belt testing was going to be that fall. And at the time, you had to be 16 to take a black belt test. And I was 11 years old, about to turn 12. And so I didn't really feel pressure until that moment because I thought, like, cool, I knew how the black belt test works. Felt pretty good, I was going to pass. But the truth to tell you guys, I didn't really want to be a black belt at the time. The only reason I was ever trying to be good at martial arts, or even the reason why I thought I was going to, take my black belt test is because I thought the only way my dad was going to love me is if I did this. That's what I thought. My dad won't love me if I don't do this. So I get back after the summer trip, see the new place my dad bought. It's really cool. Well, we didn't have mats back then, guys. It was carpet. And I'm getting ready for my lotto test, and I will tell you, I didn't want to do this. I was scared, and I will tell you what I'm scared of. Kids, please hear me this. I wasn't scared of failing. I was scared of disappointing my dad. Any kid here right now, you don't have to raise your hand. How bad would it hurt if you knew you broke your mom or your dad's heart? If you did something that disappointed them? Like to this day, it would still hurt my heart. That's what I was scared of. And so I didn't have confidence I was going to pass. I was letting fear control me. And fear is a great motivator. Scary. Well, I prepared and practiced, and it was hard, and I cried. Didn't want to do it. The day comes for the test. 6 people are testing that day. It's really hot. There's no air conditioning. 2 people pass out from heat exhaustion. There's 350 people in this room with no air conditioning. We finish the test. They deliberate, which means they go and do the scoring. They come back, and of the 6 people, 3 did not pass, 3 passed, and only 1 unanimously, and that was me. There were 17 people on our testing board. They did not want a 12-year-old to pass this test. But here's what's really cool. It was a pivotal moment for me. And kids, I hope you guys get this moment soon. Not even about black belt, but something like this. It was so hard for me to do this. I started training at 2.5 years old. So 10 years later, I'm taking my black belt test. It was an adult black belt test, not a kid's test or anything. It was the first time that I did something so hard on my own. And it immediately shifted that I developed the confidence that I grew mentally and emotionally and physically in 12 months after that, because it was the first time that I felt like I accomplished something without my dad doing it for me. I did something hard. I did something people said I couldn't be done. I did something that people said it was impossible. By the way, my dad had been training people for 15 plus years, and I was the first person he ever put up for blood tests. Now, I say this is parents, the truth is we're not giving our kids enough opportunity to do hard things. The martial arts school can help, sports can help, school helps, but the home is where we need to have more hard things. And I'm going to give us some exercises to be able to do with that. All right, so here we go. I'm going to skip a page here because I want to stay on time. I made that commitment to you guys. All right. How many guys right now, just do a show of hands, parents too, in the last 30 days, you've done something hard you were scared to do? Who's done something hard you were scared to do in the last 30 days? Okay. How many guys love doing hard things? How many guys love doing hard things? Like going to the gym. You're like, How many guys, every time something's hard in front of you, there's a first reaction where you're a little scared? How many guys get a little scared the first time? How many guys get nervous, anxious to do things that are a little scary? Okay. So if you know that you get scared of things, the only way to develop confidence is you got to be able to do those hard things in face of it. We call that courage. Courage and confidence, they're sisters. Okay. They're sisters. Okay. So we're going to do a little family activity right now, and we're going to do some practice. And this is where it's going to get a little fun and a little awkward. Okay. I can't wait to watch Lake and Azaria do this. All right. So how many guys, by the way, anybody here like broccoli? Anybody here eat broccoli? How many guys hate broccoli though? Come on. How many guys hate broccoli? Lakin, you've never eaten broccoli in your life. All you eat is meat. Okay. So, when I was a kid, my mom was like, eat your vegetables, eat your vegetables. Anybody had mama say that to you? Eat your vegetables. Okay. Here's some broccoli. I love broccoli now, but she had shoved that thing in my mouth before. Sometimes you got to do hard things, kids. Okay. So here we go. We're going to do something kind of weird and awkward and hard. Parents and kids, you're going to have to face each other and do something. I'm going to give you an exercise, 3 steps. This is even better if you guys can get almost like you're doing turtle wrestling, like knee to knee facing each other. So you're on the same level. Okay. Sarah, you gotta do this with if Bella's still there, you gotta do it with her. She left you. She lost you lost your kids. Okay, so you have to put your phones down. I want you guys to be able to stand. Because you have to be able to stand either or get on your knees with her and face your mom. All right. If you got dad with you, you got to face your parent. You got to face each other. You have to look each other in the eyes, and I'm gonna give you instructions. By the way, you guys have to honor this. It's gonna be a little awkward. It's okay. So here we go. Everybody, get ready first. I'll give you a second to get ready. No screens. Okay. All right. So we're gonna do the stare contest. You guys know this one. We're gonna do 3 rounds. Okay, here we go. Round number one. It's going to be 90 seconds. I'm going to give you a countdown. I'm going to give you instructions. All right. So everybody stare down, rate your kids right now. Parents, kids, stare each other right in the eyes. No talking, no words, just eye contact. 90 seconds. I'm going to watch the clock here. 90 seconds. Okay. Stare each other down. It's okay to be hard. No, you can't talk to them yet. Just got to stare them right in the eyes, right in the eyes. Don't look away. Luca, you can't be moving. You got to take it serious. Working on confidence. We're being respectful. We're staring them right in the eyes. Don't say anything yet. About 20 seconds left. Parents, at the end of this, keep looking at them. Parents, I'm going to give you some instructions as we finish here. At the end of this, you're going to say one sentence, parents, to your kids. One sentence. 10 more seconds. Parents, all I want you to do at the end of this is I want you to tell your daughter, tell your son, hey, I see you, and I believe in who you're becoming. All right, 5 more seconds. I just want you to tell them, hey, I see you. I believe in who you're becoming. Okay, 5, 4, 3, and kids, you can't respond. All right, Tom, just say, hey, I see you. I believe in who you're becoming. Now, no more speech after that one sentence, okay? All right. Now, next round, we're only going to go 60 seconds. Kids, it's going to be your turn. All right, ready? 60 seconds, staring down. Come on, not moving, Luca. Staying focused. 60 seconds, eye contact. Kids, you're going to tell something to your mom and to your dad. I'm going to tell you exactly what to say. It's going to be a little challenging, though. 40 seconds left. Kids, listen very closely. You're gonna say something to your mom or your dad. Parents, you're not allowed to respond. You're not allowed to fix anything. 20 seconds left. Kids, what I want you to do is I want you to tell your parent one hard thing that you have in your life right now. Something with school, a friend, something what happens at karate, something with your confidence, maybe some pressure, something you're anxious or nervous about, something you've been avoiding, something you're scared to tell your mom or dad about. It's going to be one sentence, 10 seconds left. Parents, your job is not to fix it. Your job is just to listen. Fixing things is your unpaid internship. Not today. You're not a fixer today. I'm not talking to anybody specifically. Okay, 10 seconds. Kids, you're going to tell your parents one hard thing you're dealing with in your life right now. Make it real. Make it honest and hard. One hard thing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, kids, tell your parents one hard thing you're dealing with in life. Parents, you're not allowed to respond. You just got to take it. Last round, 60 more seconds. Stare them down. Last round. Kids, you're going to be allowed to ask your parents one real question. At the end of this, the end of 60 seconds, and parents, this is going to be your chance to be honest with your kids. Parents, you need to be brutally honest here. Kids, 30 seconds left. I want you to ask something that you've always wanted to know. Ask your mom something that she was scared of when she was your age. Maybe something hard that she's had to overcome this week. Maybe ask your parents what they believe you could become. Maybe ask your parents what you wish they would have learned when they're your age. Ask them what they felt nervous about. And parents, you got to answer honestly, okay? 10 seconds. Kids, you get one question and hard and honest question. 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, Tom, ask them one hard question. All right. And after you guys answer, you guys can come back here. I know that feels a little awkward to do that. All right. It's designed to be awkward. It's designed to have some uninterrupted presence with each other. The phone's not there. You know, a lot of times if my daughter asks me a hard question, I have my phone in my hand. It can be really easy to avoid. If you don't have the phone and staring at each other, it's really hard to do that. Now, kids, if you didn't really ask a hard question because you're scared of what your mom and dad might say to you, well, that's an act of not trusting yourself. It's an act of not trusting your parents, and that's a lack of confidence. And that would not be executing leadership. So that was permission to ask your parents something hard. Okay. So how does confidence start? Confidence starts not with a speech or anything. It starts with doing a repetition of something. And so I'm going to give you guys something to do over the next 21 days to create repetition, actually 30 days, excuse me, repetition in your family to develop confidence. Parents, I know for a fact you would love your kids to have more confidence, to walk into a room and not be scared of an experience, a new opportunity, shaking someone's hand. In my martial arts class, I always constantly teach people how to shake someone's hand. That's one of the best lessons my dad ever taught me. So let's talk about, I call this the home that pulls. See, confidence can be leveraged and taught at school, at the karate school. It can be in basketball or football or soccer. That can happen. The reality is, mom and dad, y'all are the best teachers. You're the best coaches. You're going to be in their life forever, whether they want you or not. It's going to happen. My dad and my mom still try to coach and teach me when they can. And so your home life is what's going to pull the ability to have confidence and leadership inside your children, or it won't. So here's the thing is, you have a report card at school. At your karate school, you have a belt test or a tournament. You don't really get a report card at home. Now you might have a chore chart or something like that and earn an allowance. But we don't measure our kids on a regular basis like a report card. And here's the thing is when a kid gets a report card, how many guys are getting close to getting the final report card, right? A couple weeks away. You get that report card. If you got B's, you know there's a way to get to an A. If you got all A's, you know you want to stay there, right? If you got some C's, and we got to talk about that. Okay. What if you were getting a report card at home? You would not like getting bad grades at home, so you would work towards getting something better. We need kind of that report card at home. And so we're going to talk about pulling instead of just demanding, and we're going to create opportunities to do this together. So when I think of pulling, I think of the tug of war. You cannot win that battle by yourself. It's got to be a family. All right. So unless parents, you do belt tests at home or something like that, maybe that might be cool. Okay. You want to create an idea of having a structure home that we're doing things together. So the thesis that I put up together, guys, is the mat. The mat could be anything you guys do athletically, is ability for you to sharpen your ability to have confidence. Okay. A medal, a tournament, for example, some accolades, a pat on the back, an award is what can motivate you. And a home is where your true leadership is going to shine. So with that being said, if you don't have an opportunity to compete, not just martial arts, you need to be competing at something to work towards a hard goal. And you need a place, aka the mat, to leverage that opportunity. All that being said is the home life is where the true leadership is going to be made. So there's no perfect home. Anybody here have a perfect home? If you do, you didn't give me an invite because I haven't seen one yet. All right. Some people's homes might be pretty on the inside and pretty on the outside, but there's some yelling and screaming going on in those homes. Sometimes there's some messy homes and there might be some quietness in the house, but there's still challenges. Parents still with stress. Parents here got stress going on? Come on, you got some stress? And a lot of times, kids, you guys got battles in your head going on you never told your mom and dad about. You got things in here you're scared to tell your parents about. Okay. And so when I talk about a home that pulls, I'm not talking about a home where no one argues, because that ain't real. I'm not talking about some magazine picture perfect home, because that ain't real. I'm talking about where we actually work towards something together because we pull ourselves up and forward. And I'm going to give you guys opportunity to do some things over the next 30 days that's going to be a little awkward maybe because it's just different. Guys, I don't want you guys to have a normal life, an average life. I want you guys to have a weird life. How many of you guys feel like you're already weird? Some of you guys I know are weird. Come on now. Luca, put two hands up. Come on now. Come on, Luca. Come on. Let's go. Two hands, baby. By the way, you guys all like martial arts. You guys are all weird. Come on now. You're all weird. Put them all up. You guys are all weird. All right. Let's be weird. Let's pull ourselves towards being more honest. to having more responsibility and having stronger leadership. So here we go. If you do one kick one time, you're not going to be great. If you do that one kick two times, you'll be better. Bruce Lee, aka Yoda, said this quote. Who knows this one? I do not fear the man who knows 10,000 kicks. I fear the man who's done one kick 10,000 times. See, repetition is the mother of all learning. Confidence is built through repetition. And so we're going to develop some things to go through some repetition. All right, so parents, I'm going to task you over the next 30 days to honor some commitments, which means I need you to lead from the front. You're going to do some things that might take a little bit of your time, and I'm going to ask you guys to be accountable to me. Kids, your parents are going to ask you to do some things at home, a little extra, because you guys are going to do the weird things. And I'm asking you guys to respect your parents' wishes and be accountable to them. If we do this together, when we finish this at the end of the year, you guys will have better opportunity to be stronger in your character, better leadership, more confidence, which will ultimately be the goal of anybody. Okay. So this is not about having rules and homework. And I have to speed up a little bit because I'm running out of time. So in your documents, this is the first one you're going to get. And I'm going to talk about this one right here. It's called the family commitment card. I want you to print this out. And if you haven't done it, you're going to do it after this call. And I'm going to walk you through what this says. Okay. And so if you have this, we can print it, do it tonight. If you cannot print it tonight, all right. If you can't print it tonight, you don't have to print it at the house. So listen to you guys. You have the file, make sure you have it. Do it as soon as possible. But hold on a second though. Once you finish this form today, I want parents, you and your kid holding this up, sign and take a picture and send it to me. Okay. That is everyone's responsibility. Now, on this commitment card, here's what it says, because we're going to talk about this and what it's on here. First is it's going to be the family drill. It says 30 days of first. So starting tomorrow, you're going to go 30 days in a row of doing something first. What do I mean by this is you're going to do something that you normally hesitate to do. So for example, a teacher asks a question and normally you're waiting for someone else to answer. You're going to intentionally say, put the hand up. Parents, by the way, you're playing along too. So whatever you normally would hesitate, I'll give you a good example. Who's ever walked into a classroom, church, anywhere we have to sit down with a bunch of people? And who's ever done that in the last 30 days? Anybody done that? You walk into a place, you got to sit down somewhere. Do you know what most people do when they go in there? Do they sit in the front row? They sit probably more towards the back. Why do kids do that? And why do we do that as adults? Is because we don't want people to see us. We're trying it out. See, listen, you're either a leader by title that someone gave you, or you're a leader all the time by calling. By the way, parents, you're a leader. You chose to have kids. You're a leader. And your kids need to see you're not the average leader. So you lean into discomfort. So 30 days at first would be like, hey, I'm not sitting in the back. We're walking to the front. Hey, I'm going to answer first, even if it's wrong. I'm going to lean into the things that I'm typically a little afraid of. That's how we develop confidence. Remember, confidence is pulling ourselves by putting reps in. So we develop true confidence. Okay. So 30 days of first, that's commitment. On here, this next part, this is what you're going to fill out. You guys can see this right here. This is a family commitment. It says we believe in our child. Check. If you don't believe in your child, maybe we could talk about that later. Second, we believe in what we're building together. Check. We believe confidence is earned through action. You guys cannot think your way into a new way of behaving. You have to act your way into a new way of behaving. Check that one and we believe our family is built for more. You check that. And then there's a place for the mom to sign, dad to sign, student to sign. And if you have a sibling, they sign it too, because guess what? It's a family affair here. So this is just something you're going to sign, take a picture of, and you're committing that you're going to do 30 days of doing things first. Now, this is the easiest. That was the easiest part. That was the easiest part. Okay. All right. So 30 days. Now, I'll give you some examples in here. I wrote these down here. Remember the word? Remember the word I said I hate? TRY? Yeah. We're not going to try something new. We're going to do something new. For 30 days, it could be do a new skill. How many of you guys know how to juggle? Anybody here know how to juggle? Cool. Who would like to learn how to juggle? Yeah, see, that would be like, cool, I'm going to do a new skill today. I'm going to learn how to juggle today. You guys can learn how to juggle in about 15 minutes. I know someone who could teach you how to juggle in 15 minutes or less. Not saying any names here, okay? Maybe it's like, I'm going to go do karaoke because I'm scared of singing in front of people. Boom, do something you're scared of for the first time. How many guys would be scared of getting on that microphone? Oh, yep. See, I'm going to volunteer you right now. Let's go. I think we're going to do a karaoke night for Rod's parents. This is what we're going to do, Miss Sarah. Okay. Miss Deb says she's ready. She can get that voice ready. I'm going to tell you, I'm one of the best singers you guys will ever hear. All right. Just put in the headphones so you don't have to hear me for real. It's, how about this? Making the call you're scared to make. Hey, Coach Sarah had to do something she didn't want to do today. Her grandmother just passed away recently, if you guys don't know, and she had to go to the viewing today. She didn't want to go. You guys ever have to do things like that? It's hard. Okay. Oh, and guess what? She's still teaching classes tonight. Do something that you don't want to do, and you just go do it without hesitation. 30 days. Okay. So you're making a commitment for that. Now, here's the next part of that challenge. So, Luca, get ready. Every night at dinner or before bed, depending on how your family works, you have to tell your mom what the thing you did was for 30 days in a row. Parents, you got to share your thing with your child as well, too. It's called a commitment together. We're going to demonstrate how to work as a family unit and teach great leadership. Now, parents, your job is to write it down. You're going to create a little tally sheet for 30 days, things you did first. Now, parents, you're allowed to coach your kids if you feel like they're not really being honest with you guys. But kids, you're going to be honest, okay? Next, again, I told you you're gonna check the box on the belief check, and there's a place for you guys to sign. I put a quote on there. It says, "Confidence is not loud; it's a quiet certainty. It's the look in your child's eyes when they realize I can do hard things." One of my favorite scriptures in the Bible talks about I can do all things. And so, with that being said, is like if you know doing hard things is what's going to develop confidence, why would you just not do hard things on purpose? And here it says at Rise, we do not teach children to compete with others first. We teach them to lead themselves. Right? That's why it says lead a home, rise together. Now, I'm asking you guys tonight, print that out, sign it, commit to it. Everyone signs it. Take a picture of it, send it to me. All right. Make sure you guys do that. Make sure you have my number. Matter of fact, Miss Sarah, maybe if you type my phone number in there, everybody can text it to me. If you got my email address, you can do that. Next, you're going to put that on the refrigerator. On the refrigerator. Matter of fact, I even want to see the picture of it on the refrigerator. Take a picture of you guys holding it, put it on the refrigerator. Okay. Next. Remember, 30 days. Our next call is on June 11th. Okay. The next thing is inside here, this is called the toolkit. This one's called the toolkit here. Okay. It has 7 days in here. So I'm going to flip through this real quick, guys. So this is Monday. Okay. Mine's stapled together. It's real printed, real nice. This is Monday. It goes Monday through Sunday. So over the next 30 days from now until, it's not technically, I guess, 30 days because, well, June 11th is more than 30 days. This takes 65 minutes a week. It's shorter than your Netflix show you watch, guys. If you do all 7 days, it's literally going to take you 65 minutes. So let me tell you what Monday is. Parents, don't do all 7 this week. Do the first one on Monday and maybe do Wednesdays and maybe do Fridays and then add. Don't just change your whole life unless you're a black belt family. If you're a black belt family, you're like, let's go all in. We're doing all of it, do all of it. But here's what Monday is. Okay. I tell everyone you always start with intent. You tell people your intent. When I teach a mark, yeah, yes, ma'am.
Real quick. 702 number?
I don't, whichever one.
Okay, and then I have to jump off because kids are coming in.
No, go teach a great
Thank you
class.
so much. Bye, guys. Good job.
This was called the Monday bow. Okay. Now listen, this is going to be a little awkward if you haven't done this before, but I tell people to start with intent. Tell people what you're going to do before you do it. Tell them your purpose. This takes 5 minutes if you do it right. Okay. So I'm going to explain how this works. It's Monday before school. Some of you guys are about to be out of school. It's Monday before work, parents. By the way, parents, if you go to work at 6 in the morning, your kids are getting ready for school, you still got to do this. Okay. This is a commitment. You put your phones down. You huddle up as a family. Okay. And each family member, it will start with the leader of the family. So somebody's the leader. Somebody's the leader in the family. Okay. Who's the leader in the family, by the way? Who's the leader? Okay. And if you didn't know, if you're kind of like, "Oh, I'm not really sure," but here's what you're going to do, guys, is you're going to be in a huddle. And I gave you a cue. So on here, there's a cue right here. And it will be like this. Me leading my family. I'll say, hey, this week, our tenet as a family is confidence. All right. And then you're going to explain what that looks like to you. One sentence. Right. So then that would be like Lakin saying, well, Confidence looks like, me speaking first in class today at school. So whatever it is, simple, doesn't matter. Just make an intent for the week. Everyone does that real fast. Okay. And every Monday, parents, you get to create the tenant for your family. So maybe you're gonna say, hey, family, this week, our tenant as a family is discipline. We're gonna do things to show love to ourselves. All right. Discipline for me is making sure that this week I say no to the pizza and yes to the abs. Okay, whatever it is. And then everybody in the family does this, and then you finish with a bow. Every martial arts class starts with respect. That's why I call it the Monday bow. We're gonna start our Monday with an intent for the week. Pretty simple. Okay. It's just a ritual that we can do to have an intentional week. Now, that's Monday. I'm not going to read all these to you because I told you guys we're going to finish right here on time. We got 7 minutes. I do want to point out a few things on them. Tuesday, it says the mat talk. All right. Most kids forget 80% of what they learned in class within 4 hours after class. So your martial arts teacher is teaching you some great stuff. 4 hours later, you've forgotten it. Parents, your job is to ask the right questions so they continue the message at home because at home is really where it's going to resonate. So the script cue, parents, you'll say, hey, your coach said you guys worked on focus tonight, confidence tonight, respect, whatever it is. What's the one thing that hits you? And here's the question, mom. So Blanche, this is what you would ask Isaac. Hey, Isaac, what's the one? How would you teach that to me? How would you teach that to me? And then let your kids answer. Let your kids answer. Okay. All right. Then there's one on Wednesday. Then there's one on Thursday. If you do every one of these Monday through Sunday, and there's the Friday one's my favorite one, guys. So read through these tonight. It takes 65 minutes. Okay. Now, if you have any questions, I want you guys to be able to message me afterwards. So tonight I want you to do that. But here's the next part. On the last part, there's another page you need to print. And I gave you two versions of this. There's one that's in a separate document, and there's one that's in the book. You can print out both of them. You just need one of them. But it's right here. It says the Phoenix Seven. It's a family agreement. It shows all 7 days. So it says on here, we bow on Mondays. We start every week with a tenant, a commitment, and eyes that meet. We talk after the mat, 10 minutes for questions, not lectures. The mat lesson moves into life. Number 3, we become untriggerable. Ooh, this is a good one for a few people on this call right now. Anyone in the family, any age, is allowed to call reset. We honor it. Pressure builds us and stress doesn't get to us. Okay. So that was your Wednesday thing, but it's a commitment here. We name 3 wins every week as a family, and there's a way, guys, you have a win jar. So when you go through this, there's a way for you guys to celebrate success. We forge every Friday. We do one hard thing together as a family every week, and there's a reward because we do not run from hard things, we run towards it. One of the things I really want to pride myself, my last name about is I want people to see the Hensley name and know that we're willing to do hard things. My dad's overcome, my son, right? Like my family has we if anything, we can go through some hard things. We might be angry at each other at times or frustrated. It was always filled with love and the ability to do hard things. All right. It says we tell stories. On Saturdays, we pass down what built us, wins and failures, both, especially the times we did it scared. My grandmother shared so many amazing stories from living in Germany most of her life, growing up during World War II. Man, I wish I remembered every story. Let's do stories with an intent. And number 7, we sharpen on Sundays. We do more, we do better, we do new every week. We close the week, we name what we got sharpened, and we roll forward. Now you sign this and you put this one on your fridge. It's a commitment form. And then last, parents in here, it takes 21 days to build a new habit. I gave you how to do this over 3 weeks, so you don't have to go hardcore crazy the first week unless you feel like we're a family that does hard things and we're going to go all in. If you do 21 days in this structure, week 1, week 2, week 3, before you get to the end of the month, you guys will have some new habits. Now, let me tell you this, guys. If I was hiring, well, I am hiring people. If I was hiring someone right now, one of the first things that separates someone, is their confidence in how they speak. See, when I interview someone, I meet them on Zoom, and a lot of times where they're sitting in their car, right? Or they're standing up somewhere, or they're in their house, or sometimes they're laying on a bed or on a chair. Their body language and their look and how they present themselves tells me a lot about how much they love and believe in themselves. And so I say this is one day your child will be doing an interview for somebody somewhere, or maybe they start their own company, it doesn't matter. Maybe they interview someone else. And confidence is seen and it's felt before it's even demonstrated. And so, kids, the best way we practice great leadership and confidence is with our mom and dad at home. We pull each other forward towards a goal and we set an intent. Most families don't have an intent. So, parents, I'm asking you guys to start every Monday with a bow, the Monday bow with an intent. You claim it. I gave you cues here. In every one of these calls, we're going to have a series where we focus on one of the tenets to become a great, strong leader, both from parent and kid. All right. So here's my ask. You guys print those forms out, you sign them, take a picture, put it on the fridge. If you have questions, you guys can reach out to me by email or text. Our next call is going to be June 11th. And you're going to do 30 days of doing things first. 30 days of doing something first. You're going to learn how to ask hard questions and do hard things. You're going to learn how to communicate and how to start everything with an intent. If we do this for that period of time, here's what's going to happen. What feels really weird right now, remember that eye stare contest right there with mom? Wasn't that weird? Wasn't that kind of weird? Luca couldn't sit still. He was shaking back and forth. Okay. I know Blanche wanted to punch Isaac right in the forehead because that's what I was wanting to do. Okay. I understand things can be awkward and weird. Successful people are weird. They do the things that other people don't want to do. By the way, remember that costume you guys sometimes will borrow other people's confidence on? See, the fireman wears a costume that's not a costume. We call it a uniform. And they run into that building on fire while other people are running out. They are scared. They have courage, which is using sometimes someone else's confidence, even borrowing it. But courage is not the opposite of fear, it's acting in spite of it, moving towards it. And that's how you develop confidence. How many guys in martial arts, tournaments, black belt testing, belt testing, breaking a board, maybe getting in front of the class and doing student creed? Oh my goodness, you were scared. If you don't do hard things, doubt is what kicks in, and doubt will steal your dream. All right, guys. Hey, that's my time. You got my number. I want to like to see those things print out and make some commitments. And parents, listen, let me say this last call right here. Thank you guys for being on here and participating with your kids, doing some weird things with your kids. 100%, 100%. You guys are doing something that most parents don't do or won't do. And so I'm going to say thank you. Kids, give your parents a hug and a kiss. Tell them you love them. I'll see you guys on June 11th. Have a great night.